If you haven't been living under a rock, you'd probably be aware that Forza Horizon 5 Update 43 has recently been announced, and there are quite a few key features that I'll be discussing throughout the course of this video. In particular, will more cars be coming to the game in future outside of this brand new update? So basically, if we even head to the current Horizon Festival playlist, you guys might be able to see new cars, start screen selector, extended nights, new events, and more. However, this doesn't give the full picture. I have some images I can show, of course, of the two new cars. A new Dodge Challenger that an older car was been in a previous Forza game, pretty much added back in. Only two new cars in this update. The key thing is the fact that in future Forza Horizon 5 series Horizon Festival playlists, they'll actually be voted on by the community from previous updates. I mean, let's say Series 41 was a fan favorite, that could actually get voted back in to then be the next update for an entire month. Or let's say Series 14 was a favorite, just like the backstage pass works, the community will literally be able to vote on what previous updates to bring back. Now, this clearly infers the fact that there won't be new updates coming if every single new update will actually be an old recycled version that's been voted on by the player base. People have then gone and assumed the fact that there wouldn't be any new cars, but this doesn't necessarily mean that will be the case. For example, if Horizon 5 is likely to be announced in June and then released around 3 or 4 months later, which has pretty much been the cycle of how things have gone since Forza Horizon 1, they've always been announced in June, an event like E3, if not E3, and then released 3 to 4 months later towards the end of the year. So if we do actually repeat that this year, which seems more and more likely as time goes on, if Forza aren't going to entertain any more updates, they're probably not going to do that if the game isn't to come out for another year and a half, which would otherwise be the case if it were to be announced next June. So to summarize the overall point, Forza Horizon 6, if it were to be released this year, probably won't come out for another, let's say, 7, 8, 9 months. So in the meantime, it's still very possible that Forza could add cars periodically, although it's most likely that instead of them being added through Horizon Festival players, given the fact that we'll be using the older recycled ones by the community, they'll actually be through car packs instead. We've seen this happen more and more in Horizon 5, where they've opted to have more pay-to-win kind of cars added to the game, or at least paid cars. They could still likely add a couple cars through these car packs, which could be available. Let's say it might be a pack of 5 in 1 month, another 5 there. There's still some sort of potential for some of the leaked cars we've been seeing recently to still be added to the game. However, it just won't be through the usual methods that's presumed right now. And we don't actually know exactly what's in store for these previous updates. Will they simply be the same cars on repeat? Let's say it was Series 18, where as an example, a new Ferrari was added to the game. Will that still be the same car on the Horizon Festival playlist? Or is there possibilities that Forza could randomly add a couple new cars? It definitely will not be in the volumes we've previously seen them. For example, 4 to 5 cars new month every single month. We've seen that slowing down recently. For example, Series 43, only 2 new cars. Even if this is the final time new cars will be added to the game, why not add the usual 4 to 5? We've seen this in Series 41 and 42, where across both updates there was probably only 5 or 6 cars added, where they'd usually be towards 8 to 10. So it's still possible some new cars could be added, but maybe Forza add 1 new car each month instead of 4 to 5 to still keep the player base encapsulated with the game until Horizon 6 is closer to the actual release date. However, on top of that, like I mentioned, that's going to be the most likely solution. Maybe 1 car per month as a new sort of update to keep people stimulated and coming back, or at least cars available through the DLC car packs you can buy with real money, let's say for $10 to get 4 to 5 new cars as a bit of a collective. You guys let me know what you think. I find it unlikely the event will entirely stop. We did see this with Forza Horizon 4, but it was for probably a much less shorter period of time than what it would be for Horizon 5 if Horizon 6 is going to come out towards the end of this year, which seems very, very likely, because that's probably the only solution, as opposed to coming in 2026 towards the end of the year, which is a long time for Forza Horizon 5 to get no updates at all, in which the game would pretty much just progressively die off by the week. So let me know what you guys think down below, and like and subscribe for more information. I've got some crazy news about Horizon 6 coming out this week.